there's a wonderful, I don't know, wonderful. My wife doesn't like me to use that word when I refer to President Putin's statements. I will say just very accurate. And that is in an interview that President Putin gave to Le Figaro in 2017. He has an observation which I found very astute or very accurate. He said, I've dealt with 3 presidents now. He says they come to office with ideas, but then soon enough, the men in dark suits and blue ties show up and tell them the way the world really is. And that is why things continue as they are, essentially, no matter who is in office. And I think that there is a great deal of truth to that. When I look at foreign policy from Clinton, who was a Democrat, it's the economy, stupid. But he was the one that initiated the NATO enlargement. He was the one that bombed bombed Serbia in 1999 for 78 straight days. Then George W. Bush Jr., who had the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and who further enlarged NATO and then committed NATO to expand to include Ukraine and Georgia. Then Obama, the man of peace, the man who won the Nobel Peace Prize right at the start. And then he signs the order for the overthrow of the Syrian government. He invokes NATO to overthrow the Libyan government. He sends Victoria Nuland to overthrow the Ukrainian government. Well, come on. This is not proper behavior or in line with the public perceptions and precepts. Then Trump, he continues the arming of Ukraine. He, of course, doubles down on Israel in the Israel-Palestine disaster and tragedy, making things work. He rejects a peace agreement with Iran, which would have denuclearized Iran in return for dropping U.S. sanctions. So he leaves the world less safe. Then Biden, who's supposedly the opposite of Trump, comes in. And what does he do? He refuses to negotiate with Russia. He relishes the Ukraine wars leading to Finland and Sweden joining NATO. He continues to pledge, at disastrous cost to Ukraine, by the way, that NATO will enlarge to Ukraine. It leads to ongoing war. It leads to destruction of Ukraine. It leads to the impossibility of a peace agreement. And that's Biden's policy. So that's 5 presidents in a row that I think have made me much less safe than we were in 1992 when the Russians had just become independent and said, we want to be friends with you. And the United States said, well, that's fine. Get in line and, respect us because we're going to run the show now. And this is essentially our circumstance. We are more in danger, but every president, supposedly left or right, basically has listened to the men in the dark suits and blue ties.